Okay. So glad you guys could be on. We're going to do a Newby to Ruby training, which just means that if you are brand new, then we are going to talk to you about how to get started in this business and how to really launch things off on the right foot. It's going to be really helpful, I think, to have this, because back when I started, we didn't really have this kind of thing, and we just kind of ran with whatever we had. And now you're kind of in this business at a really good time where we have it planned out. We have laid out for you exactly what you need to do over and over every single month to do well in this business. I'm going to mute everybody real quick. Okay. So it's all planned out for you. So it's very helpful, because then there's no guessing involved with this business. So that's what I love about this. And I've never been involved with a business before like this, but there is no guessing. It's, you know exactly what your goals are every month or every week, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do daily. And if you've been in the business for a while and you don't feel like you know that, it might just be because you need a recap on what you do in the beginning. So I know there are some people on here right now that are not brand new, and that's totally fine too. You're just going to want to take what I say to the next level with your business. So if you're not brand new, and I'm talking about certain things, it's just going to be a really good reminder for you. So I'm glad that there's lots of different kinds of people on here. Since I can't see most of you, I was going to ask you how many of you are brand new, and I think I can kind of tell just by looking at the names. Yeah, we've got quite a few brand new people in here. Good. That's good. Okay. So we're going to just get started real quick. And if you happen to have a question, you can actually unmute yourself and then just wave at me like this. And if I have a second, I'll let you ask a question. That's totally fine. The more questions, the better. And really towards the end, I'll open it up for any questions also. But if you have a question pertaining to what we're talking about, that's totally fine. Okay, so we're going to get started. As a new distributor in this business, you have come in at a really awesome time. I have not seen growth like this since 2012 when I first started. We have so much growth and momentum and excitement right now. It's exciting. And so there are tons of people coming on as customers and distributors. And honestly, in all honesty, right now, it is going to be a race for who gets to the people first. So at this point, either it's going to be you talking to your friends and family about this business, or someone else is going to. And so I encourage you that this is going to get you out of your comfort zone, but it's a really good thing, but it's going to help you grow as a person. But it's going to get you out of your comfort zone because it's a race. Our business is growing so quickly, and we're making leaders constantly with new distributors. So it's a race to find your friends and family are going to sign up with you, or they're going to sign up with someone else. So we want them to sign with you. We want you to be successful. It is really frustrating when you find out that a family member or a friend of yours signs up with someone else, and you're like, man, I really should have at least mentioned my business to my best friend, because now she signed up with this other person. And, things like that are very frustrating, and we don't want that to happen to you. And more than likely it will happen to you at some point anyways. But like I said, it is a race for people. That's all it is. People love our products and they love our stuff. It's just a matter of you knowing what we have and knowing who is going to need that. Because there is pretty much a product for everybody here. So keep that in mind when we're talking here, that this is going to be definitely a race for who hears about it first. So as a distributor, when you first sign up, the first thing that you really need to do is log into your eSuite, and a lot of you have probably already done that before. You log in. There's some training tips up on the training at the very top. There used to be some videos. I think it's still videos. I'm not sure. But you're just going to go through some of those things. And what that does is it eliminates any tiny little questions you might have for leaders. So if you can do the training, it will be really helpful for you. And it doesn't take very long. It's really quick, and it's going to be really helpful to everybody. But if ever you do have a question, we do have that team page you can always ask questions on and search the team page. If you don't know how to search the page, we can show you how to do that. We have talked about every subject possible on that team page. So a lot of times when you ask a question, it's already been asked. So if you don't know how to search the team page, let us know and we'll show you how to do that. It's really easy and it really helps a lot. Then you can see everybody's 20 million comments and all the answers, and it's very helpful. So, okay. So when you first sign up as a distributor, the first thing we want you to do, you're going to get your wraps in the mail. You can either sell all 4 of those wraps or you can put them on yourself. I always encourage people that if they have the extra money to not have to sell them, to at least use some on themselves, because your before and after picture is really going to be what makes a huge difference for your friends and family. So I could show your friends my before and after pictures all day long, but it's not going to be nearly as powerful unless you have done it. So if you show your pictures, it's going to be a lot more powerful to your friends and family. They're going to say, I know this person. Oh my gosh, because they know and they trust you. They don't really know me. So you can use my pictures and the pictures that we have on our pages. But to have your own is really important. So we always see if people can use their own wraps at first in the products. If you have to sell your wraps to get your kit money back, that's totally fine. I've had a lot of people have to do that in order to get ahead. So that's the first thing. Your first goal in this company is to get 4 loyal customers. Okay, what a loyal customer is, it's someone that gets our price, they get wholesale price, which is unheard of in a market like this. And we still get paid on it, okay? So they get it at our price as long as they promise to buy something for 3 months in a row. How I want you to present this to people is like this. When you're talking to Aunt Barbara and she says, I really want to try Fat Fighters because they block carbs and fat and I need to lose weight. You're going to say, okay, Aunt Barbara, you can either purchase these for, I think it's $50-something retail, or you can get them at my price if you promise to buy 1 product per month for 3 months. And Aunt Barbara, you could lose weight in 1 month, but our company really wants you to commit 3 months of your time to focusing on your health. And they want you to try something for 3 months because they know that if you try something for 3 months, you will see a huge difference. And not only that, but after 3 months, you have a great testimony and you're going to love the products. And our company knows that you'll love them. So they're going to give you a discount if you do that. They're going to give you a 40% off discount if you try something for 3 months in a row and commit to your health. And if the first product you buy is not something you particularly like, they're going to let you switch to another product. So you're never locked into the same product for 3 months. So that's how you need to present it. Basically tell them that we're an instant gratification society, and yes, we love instant gratification, but when it comes to weight loss and changing your skin, even with the wraps, you really need to commit to doing something for longer than just one time. And we all know that just from, from life. We know that, yeah, you can try something one time, but come on, if you try it for 3 months, you're going to see much better results. And so that's how I present the loyal customer program to people. Finding 4 customers in your first 30 days is going to get you $120 in free products, okay? The 4 customers are probably going to be somebody like Aunt Barbara, your sister, your cousin, sometimes your parents, probably somebody very close. And it's going to be a message like this. Hey, Cousin Christy, I really just started this business and I'm so excited and we have these products and I was hoping you might be able to help me out and try something for 3 months in a row at my price as a customer. It'll really help me get started. And usually when you send a message like that, people are like, oh, cool, yeah, sure, I'll help you start. I would love to try body wraps, or I would love to try carb blockers. Who doesn't want to do that? Or if they don't get enough fruits and vegetables. So those 4 people are probably going to be people very close to you that will help you out. And that's kind of what your message should say. Please help me out. I've just started this business. So get 4 customers in your first 30 days. You get a $120 in free products. That ends this month. If you just signed up, if you signed up in May or April, or if you're still within your 30 days, this is going to end. They're doing something else after this, and we don't know what it is. But you get $120 in free products if you get 4 customers in your first 30 days. That's a big deal. You get either 2 boxes of wraps, or you can buy anything. So if there's other stuff you want, you can definitely get 4 customers. I've had people do it in one single day. So it's just a matter of asking those people that are close to you. Gosh, it says my internet connection is unstable. If something happens, then I'll jump back on. Sorry. Hopefully it won't. Okay, so it'll probably be people that are close to you. So those first 4 customers should be fairly simple. It's going to, and that's how it's kind of got to go. And that will get you those free products. So, which is really nice. Now you can sell, if you decide to get the 2 boxes of wraps, you can actually sell all 8 wraps and you just earn $200 cash. So a lot of people that need cash quickly sell those individual wraps for $25 and they get all that money back. And that's really important when you first start this business, because when you're first starting, your first couple of paychecks you're really working hard for paychecks, but your wrap cash way exceeds your paychecks. So that wrap cash is really fun. That's your first goal, is the 4 customers. Your second goal is to find 3 people that want to do this with you. That's going to be a little different. It's going to be a message that's maybe directed towards 3 people that you really think would be good at this. Say you have a cousin that knows a lot of people. Message her and say, oh my goodness, I just signed up for this company and I am going to go. Don't tell them what your goals are. Say, I am going to go diamond in 4 months. And I would love for you to be my emerald. And this is what emeralds make. And I'm going either way, with or without you, but I would love to have you along. And when you have that kind of attitude, people go. They want to go with someone who's going somewhere. And you are going somewhere when you have that kind of attitude. It doesn't need to be a message like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I got myself into. Please join me. Don't be desperate. Be excited about where you're going and be confident in yourself. And when you do that, people will want to go. So it's kind of a message like that. And we have lots of messages on our team page that can be sent to get new distributors. Lots of different posts you can post on Facebook. And that's kind of the next thing we're going to talk about here in a minute, is social media. But we have all kinds of different wordings you can use to do that. And make sure you make it your own. Don't make it too wordy or too it worksy. Be yourself and send something that's basically saying, I'm doing this and I'm so excited and I would love to have you along. And it's only $99. If you never do anything with it, no big deal. But if you do, you'll be at the top with me. Have that kind of attitude with it. And it really works. Okay, so first goal is 4 customers. Second goal is 3 new distributors. They're not going to come all at once. You may have 3 distributors sign with you in a week. It may take you 2 to 3 months to get 3 distributors. It might take you 1 month. It is all going to matter about how many people you speak with. If you speak with 5 people this week, your outcome is going to be much different than the person that speaks with 5 people today and 5 people every day this week. So if you're speaking with 5 people per day, you're going to speak with a lot more people than the person that speaks with 5 people a week. It's just a matter of numbers. Easy, right? It's just math. So the more people you do talk to about this, the more people that are going to sign up with you, hands down. The steps to success. So after you've gotten 4 customers and you've gotten either 1 or 2 distributors or even 3, every single month, we are going to want to do the same thing over and over again. And we call it the steps to success. And I have it on a little paper right here. It's not as, this is kind of a new one that has like a place for lots more customers, but you can actually find that on our team page, Steps to Success. And I'm a presidential in this business, and I have the same goals every month as you have as a brand new distributor. What that does is it simplifies everything for you. So basically, I mean, no matter how long you're in this business, your goals are the same. We want you to find 4 new customers, just like you did your first month, and 3 new distributors every single month. There are times when I do not do that, and I end up getting maybe 2 customers in a month and 1 distributor. But because I'm doing something every single day on Facebook and messaging and posting, the next month, sometimes I'll have 10 customers and 5 distributors. And so it really evens itself out. It is just a goal that we have every month, but it does average itself out. There are dry months and there are months where we are doing the steps to success 3 times. So remember that, but make sure you write down this, steps to success. That is something that you need to print off and put up on your little wall every month, and try to fill it out. Try to fill it out. That's your goal. You're looking at it all the time. I need 4 customers and 3 distributors this month. Okay, well, all day long, I can sit here and tell you, you need 4 customers and you need 3 distributors. But if I don't tell you how to do that, then we kind of miss the boat. There are lots of different ways to run your business. You can actually run a business all by doing parties. I have distributors that do parties all the time, and they built their entire business by doing parties, which is awesome. And they're successful with that, and they're doing well with that. And then I have other distributors who have never done a party, and they do 100% everything on social media, on Facebook or on Instagram, and they do just as well, if not better, that way. So what you kind of have to do in this business is find out what's going to work for you. And it may be totally different than what you've ever thought. I have built my business on parties. I had 4 launch parties, and the first 2 nobody came to, and the second 2 I had some people out, and it started going somewhere. But what would have happened if I wouldn't have continued after the first 2 that nobody was at? I thought about quitting. I thought, well, maybe it's not for me. But what I would encourage you to do, if you think that you want to run your business solely on social media, I would encourage you to at least have some launch parties in the beginning of your business just to see. Because you may think you're going to do well on social media, and it may end up you have 2 or 3 parties and you end up diamond in a month because of your parties. What if that happens? Would you do parties then? Sure you would. I mean, diamond's $1,900 a month. So you just never know kind of like where your friends are at and how you're going to do well. So I would encourage you, no matter what, to try to have a launch party as soon as possible after you start this business. I don't want to scare you off either, but if you, I had a sponsor who I had a launch party, no one came. I had another one, no one really came. The third one, she was like, can you have one more party this weekend? And I was like, okay. I tried one more time, and I had people come. So I had 4 parties my first month, and I'm so glad I did now. At first it was kind of a hassle, and it was taking out of family time, and it was kind of one of those weird things that I wasn't making any money yet, but I was spending a lot of time doing this. But now I'm super glad that I did that for the foundation of my business. So I would encourage you, have some launch parties at the beginning of your business. If you're not new on here and you've been in for a while, maybe it's time to relaunch yourself. If what you're doing on social media isn't working for you, maybe it's time to relaunch yourself and have some parties. If you are new and your enroller is not in your town, we can actually do a Zoom just like what you're seeing right now. And we can actually help you do your launch party from 2,000 miles away, which is kind of cool. I mean, we've got the technology now that we don't have to be right there in your backyard. We can do this all day long, and you can invite all your potential people, customers or distributors to something like this. So there are 20 different ways to skin a cat, and we will find a way as long as you are willing. So remember that. But I would encourage you to set up a launch party as soon as possible, whether it's like this or in person. Next thing I want to talk about is posting on Facebook and social media. It took me 3.5 years to go presidential. It takes some people a lot less time. We had a girl that lives in Stillwater. Her name is Courtney, and she went from distributor to presidential in 4 months, all on Instagram. She never did a party. She never did anything, but she grew her business on Instagram, and it worked for her. So if you are willing at all to post on Facebook and Instagram, then you will make a lot of money if you do it the right way and you follow the steps that we have. One thing I want to talk about Facebook. When I first started, it was really hard for me to get on Facebook and advertise to my friends and my family for something that was going to make me money. It felt really weird. I felt like maybe I was just selling something, and I thought they would be annoyed, and I thought I would lose friends. I can tell you right now that the people that really care about you, if they know that you're doing this to help your family or to make extra money, they are not going to mind you posting some things on Facebook or Instagram. The people that love you and really truly care are not going to care. Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter. How does that go? You know what I'm talking about. It's so true. All I can really say is that people are always posting and advertising on Facebook for other things. For Kim Kardashian, hello, she does not need the money. For Nike, they don't need our money. For Gap does not really need my money. Old Navy doesn't need my money, but I have friends that always post, I'm here, or I'm at this restaurant. I'm posting, they're advertising for other companies who are corporate entities who make millions of dollars a year. Why not advertise for yourself? And if that helps your little family instead of a CEO that makes $1 million a year, your friends should support that. And they just should. And so any negative naysayers I've ever had, I told them to just go away. This is for my family, and I'm going to post on Facebook. And if you know, and what I've told my friends is you never have to buy from me if you don't want to, just support me. And I have a lot of Facebook friends, and I think I lost 1 or 2 people like in the beginning, and I've gained thousands of friends since then. So I promise you, the people that care about you, they want you to succeed in whatever it is. And if it happens to be this way, they're going to love you either way. So remember that when you're posting on Facebook. Now we have a rule. We call it the 3-3 rule. And this may help you quite a bit. What it is you're going to post 3 business posts per day and 3 like personal posts. So for example, a business post, something you want to stay away from is, since we don't want to be real salesy and weird in that way, like I don't want you to ever put an ad on Facebook and say, Fat Fighters are $23. They block carbs, blah, 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 blah. It's really boring and people hate that. And that's how you get unfollowed. So we don't want that. What we want you to do is, say you're trying to find a new distributor. Say you could just hold up something like this and take a selfie of yourself. Put yourself in your pictures and then post something. Here's my picture. Post something. I am looking for 3 new distributors. I would love to help somebody change their life this month and gain $500 extra in the next 30 days. Put your face in there as much as possible. A lot of people do pictures with their kids in it that also involve greens or something like that. Make it personable. Don't be real adsy, and you'll be fine. And that way it actually does 2 things. It makes you feel better because it makes you feel like you're sharing something you love. And 2, it makes your audience feel better because they see that this is really part of your life and you're not just trying to sell them a product, but it's something that you actually love. So if you need any help with how to do that, or if this is a good post, or I'm not sure if this is a good post, post on our team page and ask. We are totally okay with that, and we would love to help you. But here's the thing. If you are not consistent with posting on Instagram and Facebook, it will bite you in the tail. And here's why. If I go to your Facebook page and I scroll down and I cannot even tell you're a Knitworks distributor, then what happens is all the times you have posted, you're going to post and post and post. The girl that's watching, and there's going to be people watching that don't like it, they don't comment, nothing, but they are watching. What's going to happen is that girl's going to say, oh, I think I'm ready to go, like maybe lose a few pounds and tighten my skin for the bikini I want to wear. And then they look at your page and they say, well, she was posting, but maybe she's not anymore. Maybe she doesn't do this anymore. And then they call the person that's still posting, and that's who they buy from, or that's who they sign up with. So remember that consistency is super important. When you post at 9 a.m., someone that gets on at 9 p.m. is not going to see that post. They're not. It's going to be gone, long gone in their news feed. So remember that you're posting multiple times a day, but you're not always going to hit everybody because of the timing. So that's really important to stay consistent. Another tip I have for you is excitement wins. If there are 2 distributors, and I don't even care if one of them is ranked diamond and makes $1,900 a month and one of them is brand new, the person who is most excited in their posts and most excited in their videos, that is the person who will win that new distributor and that new customer, hands down, every single time. So when you're posting something and you don't feel excited, rethink your brain activity. Sometimes we have to kind of trick our brains into thinking, how am I going to post this like I'm way more excited than I am? Because some people don't have that personality, and that's totally okay. But sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Be excited. So lots of emojis, lots of, what am I trying to say? Exclamation points, all that kind of thing. Be excited in your stuff. The most excited person always wins, hands down. I can't stress that enough, because it doesn't even matter what rank you are or what you do or anything. It's a huge, huge deal. Okay. What else can I say about being new? Okay, your first goal is customers. Your second goal is to get distributors. Now, when you're posting trying to find customers, you are going to have people come back and say, before you got your 4 customers, say, hey, you might have some people say, hey, what is this? Maybe I want to be a distributor. Don't feel like you have to do 4 customers before you do your distributors. Sometimes that's going to intertwine itself. So we want to sign up both all the time. What else can I say? Wording. Okay, one thing I can say is auto ship. I want to talk about that real quick. Okay, as a new distributor, there is one major way you get paid. You have to be commission qualified. What that means is, say you just signed up for $99, and next month, this month you're commission qualified. If you have signed up for $99 the first month, you are totally commission qualified. You're going to get a paycheck if you get customers, okay? The second month, it's different. You either have to use the products yourself and run an 80-point auto ship, and it ends up being about $80. You either have to run an auto ship or you have to have at least $150 in sales, which is not hard. If you've gotten your 4 customers, you've probably got that either way. But the main thing I want to talk about with that is you really should be using the products yourself anyways, because it's really hard to sell something that you don't use. It is hard to make a picture of yourself with greens if you don't have greens. It's really hard. And honestly, I don't think people really want to buy from people that don't take what they sell. If it's a money issue, it's different. You might have to get your 150 in sales until you have the money to do that. I understand there are people in that position, but if you're able to use the products, please do, because when you feel a difference with the greens, or you do a body wrap and you see how much your confidence is different, you are going to be excited and you're going to want to post about that, and the excitement shows. It really does. So if you really love the products, you're going to use them. And sometimes you have to use them in order to love them. So I encourage you to order stuff on your own either way. 80 auto ship is either 2 boxes of wraps. I think you can even do a box of wraps in greens. I always get the little packets of greens because then I can use some and then I can hand some out as samples to people. And that's gotten me a ton of customers. Just handing out samples and then following up, which is important. But just getting those 2 things, I mean, I can wrap myself every month and take some greens. And now we actually, in my family, we order a lot more than that. We use everything. But at first, I know that sometimes it's a money issue. But you really need to try to use some of the products yourself so that you can have that excitement. Okay, so as a new person, that's what I would do. I would encourage you as a brand new distributor to run in this business as fast as you can. After I hit diamond in 3 months and got this $10,000 bonus, and when that happened, I look back at the first couple of months in my business, even the first month in my business, and we were busy doing stuff, but I still wish I would have ran harder in the beginning, because it just it really picks up the momentum. And then once you have momentum going in your business, when people are in your company or in your team are promoting, say you sign up a girl and she signs up a lot of people and she promotes and she gets a good paycheck, and then the people under her have to promote to push everybody up. It's called momentum. And to get yourself off the ground in this business, people have to be excited and they have to be moving up and they have to be getting a good paycheck. In order for that to happen, a lot of times you have to run really fast in the beginning. If you can't do that and you're not in a point in your life where you can, it's fine. You're just not going to get out of it as nearly as much as if you could have ran faster. So I don't want to scare people that don't feel like they have time to do that right now. But if you have any extra time and you're able to commit to working this business for 3 months, if you can just put that in your head, I'm going to work this business as hard as I can for 3 months. I 100% guarantee you, from me, promise you that you will be glad that you did. You will be so glad that you did. In fact, you'll probably look back and wish you would have ran harder. The reason I say that is because, like I said, right now it's a race. We're so busy and everything is so crazy right now. It's going to be a matter of you contacting the people before somebody else does. There are lots and lots and lots of new people coming on right now, and the world is a lot smaller place than you think. So we want you to contact them first. I want to remind you of something real quick before I open it up for questions and answers. this is our income chart right here. The ambassadors like make a ton of money, and it's like $500,000 a year. Okay. We have 98 ambassadors in our company. 98 ambassadors. Top of the company, 98 people. That's it. We do not have 2,000, 3,000. Mary Kay's got thousands and thousands and thousands. Cincy has thousands. I mean, some of those other companies, Arbonne, I mean, thousands of people at the top. At that top rank, they have thousands. We have 98. So I like to talk about that because there is so much room for at the top for you and for me and for everybody that's brand new. It is there. There is plenty of room at the top in this company, and there are going to be people that sign up this month, and they are going to be ambassador at the top of this company in 12 months. It happens. It happens all the time. We've had people on stage at conference that went ambassador making $500,000 a year in 12 months. Easy. They do. So when you think about that you're able to do that, there's nothing different. But there's nothing different between you and that person. There's going to be somebody that does that, and you are just as good as they are. You can do just the same things. You have the same leadership. You have the exact same tools. It's all a matter of what you decide to put your effort in. You know, sometimes in our lives, I know that I'm super busy. I have 3 kids. We homeschool. We're just really busy family. We do a lot of things. I run a cheerleading ministry, which is it takes up a lot of time. And sometimes we have to put some things aside in order to better our family. And I know a lot of people that have done really well in this business sat down with their husbands or wives or whatever, and they said, what can we tweak? Not completely change. And you do not want to ignore your family. That's always our number one priority. But what can we tweak in order to make this work for me to run for 3 months? That's all I'm asking you to do. If you can do that, you will change your entire future. And like I said, if you can go to the top of the company in 12 months, why wouldn't you? Who wouldn't do that? Of course you would. So you have to have the belief there also. Okay, we have some hands raised. I can't tell who that is. I have 2 pages here, so I'm looking. I think it went down. Okay, do you guys know how to unmute yourself? I'm going to open it up for questions. Does anybody have any major questions about being a new distributor at all, or about anything in general? If you do, you can unmute and ask. I don't think I can see everybody. Or you can wave at me and I'll unmute you. Nobody has questions? Okay. Wow, you guys are easy. No questions. Okay. Well, then I'm going to keep going for just another minute, and then we'll be done, and then I'll open up. Gosh, we've gone for 30 minutes. That's time. Okay, so I want you to remember that if you can run, that's great. If you can't, that's fine too. There's some chatting. Let's see what this is. Okay, making sure everybody can hear. Okay, so I'm going to say one more thing and we'll be done. Okay, so just a recap. 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. We're going to message people, post on Facebook. Please don't be scared to do that. It's makes a world of difference in your business. I don't know very many people that do this without posting on Facebook. Steps to success.
Don't talk on that.
You definitely want to have a launch party. Hi, Natasha.
Hi.
You have a question or wanted something to add?
I just wanted to add, because I know this is, newbie to Ruby, but then there's also some people on here who might not be new, but maybe kind of fell off the bandwagon and then have come back, or maybe they aren't moving as fast as they want. And so, they're on here to learn how to, say they've been in longer than 3 months or whatever. So I just kind of wanted to encourage those people that just because, maybe you started off, sorry, I'm driving. You started off slower than maybe you originally anticipated. Or maybe say that you were going for a Ruby bonus and you didn't hit it or whatever. Do not let that be the end all. I know when Mandy hit Ruby, when I hit Ruby, when several of the other leaders hit Ruby, there was no bonus. So you know, if we would have quit because we never got to Ruby when we wanted, or you know, whatever, we wouldn't be where we are now. And so if that's you, I'm driving, like I said, so I can't look at this, and I don't know who's on here in particular, but don't let that discourage you, because there is so much more beyond Ruby. Even if you get the bonus, it is still awesome to hit Ruby. I remember, you know, the very last day in February of last year, that was when I hit Ruby, like at 11:30 p.m. You know, there was no bonus, and I was so excited. So don't let, you know, the bonus be the, you know, be all or end all, because that's all that is an incentive. But we're working this business for our futures, which is way more than just a little, you know, $500 incentive. So I just wanted to kind of, you know, encourage you guys that if that describes you, get that out of your head. There is so much more to this business than a $500 Ruby bonus. I can promise you that. So just, you know, get excited again. If like Mandy was saying, excitement is humongous, and just get excited again. Remember your why. I know we talk about that a lot, but that's really because whatever your why is what made you decide to do this in the first place, and that why has not changed. Just because you didn't hit the goal you might have originally put out there, that doesn't mean your why changed. It just means you need to work harder. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to do that.
That is so true too. A lot of the VIP, like upper people, have a love-hate relationship with the bonuses, because people don't realize that the bonuses are just that. They're bonuses, but when you have a $2,000 to $3,000 paycheck coming in per month just after a couple of months, that's what you want. You want the residual income. You want to be able to stop working for a couple of months and still get a paycheck. That's what the business is about. The bonus is just extra. So, I mean, there are so many like VIPs in this business that went all the way to the top with no bonuses, no bonus at all, but they're getting paid $500,000 a year. Do you think they really care about a measly $10,000 bonus? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And so that is such a good point, because a lot of people run for that Ruby bonus, and then if something happens quirky where they didn't get it, and that frustrates us, because we're like, oh no, but you're going to get a $600 per month paycheck if you just do that like this month, and then next month it will be more like $1,100, and then the next month will be more like $1,900. But if you quit because of a $500 bonus, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. I'm glad you said that, because that's a big problem with people, it seems like. It also reminded me of something I didn't talk about, your why. If you are new on here, you have to figure out, why are you doing this business? I want you to get a blank sheet of paper, and I want you to write out what your why is. And sometimes that takes some soul searching. I think some of us get in this business because we want good friendships, and that's totally fine. It can be friendships. Maybe you get in this business for your health. Maybe you get in this business because you need to replace your income. Maybe you want to take pressure off your family or husband. Maybe you want to take your kids to Disney World for a week. What is your reason to do this? Soul search that, and I'm challenging you right now to write that on a piece of paper, your why, and I want you to take a selfie with it. Even if you're not new, you should probably do this. I'll do it too. Take a selfie with your why. Why are you doing this? And tag me. I want to know what your why is. Why are you doing this business? What are we going for? Are we reaching for $6,000 a month with you? Because it can be done. I did it in 6 months, and we know how to get you there. But you have to be willing to put in the time and the effort. If you are, hands down, you'll get there. It's just a matter of time. If you're just wanting to make an extra couple of $500 a month, maybe, then great. Tell us that. We want to know what your why is. Another thing about your why has to make you cry. So, and there are going to be times in this business, this is a very up and down business, and it's very mental, and there are going to be people that like make fun of you for selling wraps. And by the way, when you start making like $16,000 a month, you can be like, I don't care if you make fun of me. But at first it's pretty hurtful, because, we're just hurt, we're emotional people. And when someone's making fun of you, anyways, a very, very up and down business. So you're going to get discouraged. You're going to have days where you don't want to think about reps. You're going to have days where you do not feel excited about greens. And I'm like, I do not want to post about greens today, because I have those days. This is life. You're not always going to be super motivated. It's just the facts. So here's what I want you to promise me to do. Your why needs to make you cry. So if your why is, oh, I want a new treadmill, that's not going to make you cry. Think deeper than that. Make it a little bit bigger than that. Okay, I'm going to have a treadmill, and you know what? I do have I didn't think this business could do this for me, but now that I'm dreaming big, I have a special needs cousin, and he really needs extra money for treatments. And I think that would make me really happy if I could help him do that. That's a good why. Think of some things that are a little bit deeper than what you're going for. If you're just going for a $500 bonus to go on like a trip, awesome. That's great. That's a good why. But go one step further. Okay, one step further. What if you could make a couple of $1,000s a month? What would that do for you? And make that part of your why. I had something else and I forgot. My mind went blank. So your why has to make you cry. It makes a big difference on those days when you're feeling low. You're going to need to look at that and say, okay, that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to pull up my big girl panties tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to go 100% at this, because that's the kind of person I am. Those are the kind of people we need in this business. And you will do a lot with that kind of attitude. So I'm encouraging you to have that why. And if you don't have that, sometimes that treadmill doesn't look so good, when you're having down days. So make sure your why is important. Another thing is make sure you plug in. Because there are down times in this business, you need to plug in. We have corporate calls. And I keep saying this, but it's so true, because even the leaders in this company have days where they don't feel motivated. It is just a common human experience. We don't stay motivated as people. I wish we did, but we don't. So there are days where I feel really low about like maybe trying to get new distributors and it's not happening. And I say, you know what, there's a corporate call tonight. I'm going to hop on and listen to that because I need to listen to it. And I don't want to because I'm feeling low, but I'm going to make myself do it. And I do, and I always feel 100 times better. And it reminds me of what can be done and what we do in this business. So, do that. Promise me that you will plug yourself into any team meetings that go on around you, and any corporate calls. Those are the kind of things that are going to sustain you through the low times, so that you can hit goals. Because during those low times, if we're not focusing on what all the good things, then you will never. So people quit and they don't hit their goals. So, in all honesty, the brand new people that are on this right now. A lot of you, and I hope this isn't you, but a lot of people will quit. They won't be here in 2 weeks because there are lows and highs. And what I want you to do right now is ask yourself, what kind of person am I going to be? Am I going to push through hard times? Because even if I was working a full-time job and getting paid by the hour, there are going to be hard times. You're going to have it no matter what kind of thing you do. So, what kind of person am I going to be in this business? Am I going to push through? Am I going to stick it out? I want you to commit 3 months, and I want you to show me your why on a selfie today. I think this will be really good for everybody. And even if you are not brand new and you're on this just listening to plug in, this is the kind of thing we have to realize. This is all an emotional journey, and where you go with this is 100% your decision. There's nothing different. I've got people that are ambassadors at the top that they have a GED, never graduated high school. If they can do that, so can you. We have people that were drug addicts that totally came out of their thing and they started with nothing. They did not have enough money. They had garage sales to order their kit. And now they're at the top of the company. Nothing different about them and them with you. Okay. You can do it just like they can. Okay. So I'm going to unmute. I was going to unmute everybody. I think that would be really loud. Does anybody else have a question? You can wave at me, or if you have something to say, encouraging.
Mandy?
Yes.
Somebody wrote on the chat they wanted to have how you make money explain. If you could explain it, I guess. They wrote it in the chat, and I was just thinking maybe you can explain basically getting Ruby and promoting and so on and so forth, I guess. They're not sure. They don't really understand how they're supposed to make money.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at that chat. Works pay. Okay. How we make money. Okay. When I first started this, all I knew is I was supposed to enroll distributors and customers, and I had no clue about what percentage we made or anything, because that's not my personality. My personality is I'm just going and plugging in. But we do have a video on our team page that's a compensation, Newby to Ruby compensation explanation. It's a YouTube video, and we will bump this up after this. I would just go through and watch that. It's really simple. You're going to make a certain percentage on your customers. You're going to make a certain percentage on if you get distributors under you, you're going to make a certain percentage on their customers. One awesome bonus I can explain real quick. I'm not going to explain the percentages with customers because she'll do that in that video. But there's this awesome bonus called a fast start bonus. If you sign up one distributor and that distributor gets 2 customers in their first 30 days, you get a $100 bonus every single time. So if I sign up 5 distributors this month who want to earn money and all 5 get 2 customers each, that's, how much is that? $500 right there, fast start bonus. And so that a lot of times is a big part of our paycheck. So signing up new distributors and helping them get customers is awesome. That's really kind of the cool thing about our business is that you do get those bonuses on people that you sign up to, and you can even give them some customers. If you have customers coming out your ears, then you get a new distributor, you can give them 2 customers, and you've actually made more off that bonus than you would have had keeping customers, if that makes any sense. So we're going to bump that up for you because there's just really not enough time on here to explain the compensation plan. But and I'm honestly not real good at explaining it. I'm just glad I get paid. I have never been one of those people to ask those questions. So we'll bump it up on the team page for you. And your sponsor, if she's on here, will tag you on it. Who was it that asked that? I'll try to tag you. I can't see it now. Camille? Is that right? Am I saying that right?
No, it was one of my girls. I'll tag her in it.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll bump it up and you can tag her.
Okay.
Are there any other questions that I might be able to answer quickly? Or does anybody have something they would like to say? You're welcome, Michelle.
Mandy, I just wanted to say, and I don't know who I heard say this, but it was the leader, maybe you, I don't know. But for those of you that, especially that have full-time, daytime jobs, like my husband, don't allow what you have to do right now for your current circumstances rob you of your dreams. So in other words, don't go to work all day long to do what you have to do right now because that provides for your family, and then come home because you're so exhausted, you're not going to invest in yourself by working this business. You're just going to rob yourself and rob your family and rob your future. So I know that you're tired. My husband is tired when he comes home, but my husband has still gotten me so many loyal customers, several distributors, because he just chooses to open his mouth and talk to people. Even now, when him and I are together, I mean, he literally interjects this business into like every conversation. And it always starts out by his current job, which is in the oil field. So he starts talking about that when people ask him, and then he's like, yeah, and, I'm blessed I have a job, but, we'll be okay because my wife does. And then he starts talking about it works, And so then they're like, oh, really? But because his dream is to not have to be in the oil field all the time. So he has every right to work 60 hours plus a week and then say he's too tired to talk to anybody. But he doesn't. You guys, so I don't want you guys to do that. If you guys are working full-time, my sister's the same way. She has a full-time job, that is a very demanding job, but she doesn't allow that to rob her of her dreams and her future for her family. She works this business. And so just remember that, when you're tired and you just feel like you have nothing left to give, you have more. If you can sit there and look at a TV or sit there and scroll through your social media, you can sit there and text out to contact somebody or to create a post for It Works. But don't rob your dreams and your future because you've used all of your energy at what you have to do right now for your current circumstances.
Yeah. And Natasha's, I don't know if you know, she's a double diamond, and double diamonds make an average of $6,000 per month. And my husband's a diamond, and he makes an average of $1,900 a month. So they've seen what this business can do for your family. And so that's why Dietrich does that, because he knows, he can see that he's actually working for himself in this business and not with the other one. So smart man right there. One thing too, a lot of, Natasha's sister, Nicole, I don't think Nicole's on here, but she was working 2 jobs and was able to quit working one of them because of this business. And she really had, I mean, it was really hard for her at first because she was working 2 jobs and having to work with this business. But she got this business built up big enough where she was able to quit one job. And now this business actually matches her other income. So that's pretty awesome, because she just took some time when she was at home to work it. And, you know, it's taken a lot of hard work on her part, but she was able to do it. Another thing that, since you said that, it reminded me to say that if you feel like you don't have time to be on Facebook, or you don't have time to be on Instagram, you're probably on there anyways. You're probably scrolling and reading. One thing that I've given up in this business is doing a lot of scrolling. I don't do that anymore. I do a lot of very intentional Facebooking, which is kind of funny, even in that, you know, it's on, but a lot of people actually schedule their posts. There are some apps out there that are free that you can download, and you can make posts and schedule them. So I know what, if I'm going to have a super busy week, there's no excuse for me not to run my business. On Sunday night, when everybody else is watching TV, I'm watching TV of the show I don't really care about anyways. And instead of watching, I am like copying and pasting some posts on this app that's going to schedule the post for me and stick them on Facebook at a certain time. How easy is that? It takes me like 20 minutes to schedule a whole week's worth of posts. Okay. I mean, there's really no excuse for not doing it. So it can really help your business if you just know those little tips. And we are always willing to help you do that. If you are struggling with something, always feel like you can get on the page and say, you know what, I'm struggling with this. And we will come and help you and be right there, because more than likely we have had the same struggle and have figured out a way around it. Okay. And there's a chat. I'm trying to see what this says. Okay. Any other questions that you guys can think of, or anybody want to add something? Thank you, Natasha, so much for adding that. Any leaders have anything, or anybody?
Can you hear me? I don't know. Hello?
We can hear you, but who is this?
It's Sarah.
Yeah.
And I'm here. I was just going to kind of add, you kind of talked about it, but what I was going to add before is I work during the day and my husband works in the evening, and we like swap our kids. So I work all the time, but I was just going to say, like, if I'm having a day where we're doing lots of stuff, we're feeling really good, I'll take like tons of pictures and selfies. And if I feel like I'm looking good, I'll take tons of that. And then I'll use an app and I'll just set up like all those pictures like throughout the week. So I know you kind of touched on it, but that's just what I was going to say. I do that because I work a lot. And I make sure that it posts like throughout the day while I'm working. That way I don't have to worry about it. And when I get off work, then I just message everybody.
That's good. That's a really good idea.
Hey, thanks for liking my post. That's how I.
Yeah, that is awesome. And that's funny because I'm the same way. I homeschool 3 kids. So if during the day I'm not going anywhere, I'm like in my pajamas with no makeup on, and nobody wants to selfie with me like that. And so when I'm actually made up, I have do 5,000 selfies with some things, and you can use those later. That is such a great thing that you said, because I think a lot of people probably have the same thing. That's good. Good tip. Anybody else have a good tip for people? And we're recording this, which I'm really glad, because it's been really good and we can share this. We are right under an hour, so we can be done here in a second. Nobody has questions.
Come on to my house, I can try to like this part. My God.
I can't tell if it's a question or if somebody needs to be muted. Okay. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, I am going to just unmute everybody.
Oh, really?
And
I'm next from a loyal customer to a distributor.
Right now, and we're going to be done. If you think of a question later, please just hop on the page and ask. And can share with all of our new people later.
Thank you.
And I think that's it. So thank you so much for being on. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Right.
Bye. Bye.
Well, the